from you supporting a team that's abusing you.
Okay.
Because they're abusing you, and in plain sight, every day they buy a new kid and abuse you more. So I'm just giving you advice that now you should be like me and aim low, Abafet. Look for teams that have no ambitions, like Bo Chipa United. They just want to be on TV. That's all. They just want to be on TV. And you've never heard Chipa Barno, we're going to CAF or we want a trophy. No, to go there. Your life will be safe. You'll be fine there. And then there are teams that are, I don't know if you've realized that teams are offloading players, but there are teams that are offloading players that we didn't even know. Like, Maritzburg United fired everyone, even those we don't know. They even fired the gardener. They fired everyone in there. So please, guys, stop firing people because you want to belong or anything. But there was a Legends game that played this weekend, Chiefs Legends versus Orlando Pirates Legends. What I can tell you about those people is that right now, they are legends, Really, that was the first time I see a game that had 9 stretchers. Like, they had 9 stretchers there. 9 stretchers. There were more medical team than the audience there. It was like, the first muzzle pull happened during the national anthem. Like this hand, when they are like, guys, Ntuseng. It was rough. But in closing, I'm going to be a Kaizer Chiefs fan this season. Because they have money now. Yeah, they have money. They buy everyone. I'm going to be with Chiefs, and we'll see. I'll give you the first 5 games, and then I will see if I change my mind or not. My only worry is when you are being offloaded by Kaizer Chiefs. Because that questions that Kosi for life.
Oh my goodness, Champunizer. Wow, the legends. We love you on SportAt10. We'd actually love to have you on SportAt10, but we take a quick ad break. When we do return, we talk about the announcement that was made by Team South Africa in terms of the Commonwealth Games that will be happening in Birmingham in the United Kingdom this year.
Please note that the official date for analog television switch-off is imminent. If you're still watching television through an aerial, please take the following steps to continue watching your favorite programs on the SABC. Buy a digital tuner for your analog TV set and get connected. Buy any digital television decoder, either satellite or digital terrestrial, and get connected. Buy a smart television and connect through an aerial. If you can't afford any of the above, please contact your nearest post office for more information on how to connect. For more information, please WhatsApp 0600 625 458 or call 0860 736 832.
Mzansi football is about to change forever.
Football is freedom. Let's just go there and enjoy ourselves. Let's play. There's nothing impossible. We just go there and win the game.
Crunching tackles and lightning pace have a new face. Istande, Zamaya, and Ishibobo will be executed with perfection. Tactics will come alive with excellence and precision, just by the players you're yet to meet. Our names will be known from KwaZulu to the Free State. Our names will be praised from the Table Mountain to the hills of Venda. Because this time around, we, the women of Mzansi, take to the field. We're taking Idiski to new heights. Our home is football, and we love it here.
Double save! A double save!
Catch all the action of the Hollywood Bets Super League live on SABC 1, S3, DTT, and also available on Telkom 1. SABC Sport is the home of football.
Risk everything, fear nothing, no regrets. Play hard or don't play at all, and rise to the top. Catch the finest of local talent in the Heritage Rugby, Saturdays at 3 p.m. live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4, OpenView 124, and also available on Telkom 1.
Come on. This person I need to know which is Kinalamam Disney. No really high school.
ne se batho ba ke reng o ka tjho ba ka enda pa ile metswalle hobane ba ne ba dula ba lwana ka rakhwaere.
These days being a long way. And now corner fitlang. Come on.
Reconnecting, reuniting and rekindling. Mehlo Madala, Friday 8:30 on 2.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us on Sport at 10. Well, SASCOC has now announced the team that will be representing us at the Commonwealth Games that are taking place in Birmingham in the United Kingdom. The games do start on the 28th of July till the 8th of August, which is why in studio, very delighted to have Leon Fleischer, who is the General Manager for High Performance and the First Vice President of SASCOC, and of course, Chef de Machan, that is Ulwandile Similani, to talk about this announcement that happened, So it was such a big event at the Olympic House. I'll start with you, Lwandile. Let's talk about the event that happened with the announcement.
I think the event was definitely a launch of the type of vibe that we're trying to take with us into the village. It was an exciting time for some of the athletes to be unveiled for the first time and for us to let the nation know that the team is ready. We're 50 days out. We're excited. We're alive. We're here. And we're going to go out there and do the best for you. I think that's literally what you know, the today encompassed for all of us.
Absolutely. Just 50 days to go. It's really unbelievable. And just what went through, you know, the selection process, making sure that we do get the best team that's going to be representing South Africa.
Well, it's always been a crazy task selecting a team. So in 11 of the sport, you're only allowed a maximum of 92 athletes. So in those sports, we had to put a really tough criteria of top 5 in the Commonwealth at the very least to be able to be eligible for selection, not guaranteed selection. And if we don't fill up the 92, we'll then re-look at that based on certain criteria that we want for future planning for Paris 2024 and LA 2028. But for us, the whole understanding of where we want to be as a nation, we really look at the Commonwealth Games as a barometer to the Olympic Games. So if you take Chad Leclos, 2010, medal, 2012, gold medal at the Olympic Games against Michael Phelps. Look at Tatiana Schoenmaker, 2018, gold medal at Gold Coast Commonwealth Games, gold medal world record at the Olympic Games. So it's very much a barometer for us to see how we're doing. And we have a very long-term view. We're looking at Paris, but our main view is looking at LA 2028.
All right, and we do have there on screen in terms of swimming, you know, the athletes that have been selected. We take a look at there, the likes of Chad Leclos, Tatiana Schoenmaker in the previous Commonwealth Games in Australia, Gold Coast. Tatiana had walked away with 2 gold medals, also now making the team. Let's just maybe talk about the athletes that we see there on screen.
Yeah, I think we're quite excited. It's a good composition of experience as well as youth. I mean, Matthew Sates is blitzing the scene right now, so it's quite exciting to see what he does at the Commonwealth Games. And I think, you know, we're back, every young athlete and every young swimmer here, and we're quite excited. I think this is a big medal team for us. Swimming has always been a good, you know, medal opportunity for South Africa, so we definitely think this team can also do that.
And history can be made when it comes to Chad Leclos.
Chad Leclos, 17 medals at Commonwealth Games, tied with an Australian. And if he gets 1 medal in these Commonwealth Games, the highest ever medal return at a Commonwealth Games from a single athlete. And we couldn't wish it on a better person. Our flag bearer in Tokyo 2020, one of our most decorated Olympians in history. And, you know, we always back Chad. And Chad is a racer. Chad is coming from Olympic Games very hungry. And we believe that Chad will deliver on the day.
Absolutely. And of course, in terms of netball as well, the selection has also been made. But yesterday, big news, historic in terms of that announcement, full-time contracts now for the netball players. That is obviously going to have a great ripple effect on the Commonwealth Games and, of course, the Netball World Cup next year.
Yeah, I think it'll be good prep for the netball ladies, this Commonwealth Games. They currently, if I'm not mistaken, top 5 in the world, and the top 5 are all Commonwealth nations. So I think it'll be a very exciting tournament in the netball space. And they've got a big preparation for them as well for the World Cup that they're hosting. So it will also be a good gauge to see where they are right now in terms of their preps.
Also good news in terms of our Proteas women today. They were able to defeat Ireland in that T20. They won it 2-1, you know. Also, it's going to be very great for them in terms of the Commonwealth Games.
Awesome, and it's the first time that women's cricket is part of the Commonwealth Games. The men's cricket 50 overs was in Kuala Lumpur a very, very, very long time ago. But great for us. This is the biggest gender medal program in the world in terms of multi-coded events. So we will have way more women athletes than men athletes, which is great for us. And we're going to have a lot more para-athletes than we ever had before, like we mentioned. But for us, cricket is it's just great to have one of those team sports where we believe that we had a very realistic chance of a medal in that sport.
Yeah, no, we do, of course, have to say congratulations to the Proteas women winning by 8 wickets with 37 balls left against Ireland in that T20. Of course, we do know our men are going to be in action tomorrow. But Lwandile, we also have to talk about just, you know, the turnaround time for a lot of these athletes. You know, they are part of large tournaments and then they have to take part in the Commonwealth Games. It was also a serious issue when it came to athletics, you know, which is the squad that hasn't been announced as yet.
No, definitely. I mean, the hockey women are going to be playing in their World Cup before they come over to Birmingham, as well as the World Championships that will be happening on the athletics front before coming over to Birmingham as well. So it is quite tight schedules, but I think we got good depth as South Africans in both those areas in order for us to deliver the goods at both tournaments and at both events.
And how have we made sure, you know, as SASCOC, that our athletes are ready for this big stage?
Well, we've been following their progression. You know, COVID had a huge impact on a lot of the qualification and preparation phase. We must always remember that, but we're not alone. A lot of other countries also had that problem. Some of the sport were lucky enough to be an Olympic or a Paralympic sport code, so they had at least preparation to Tokyo. Some of the other sports, like lawn bowls and para-lawn bowls, big medal returns normally for us, that haven't had a proper competition in the last 3 years. But we understand that the depth we have in lawn bowls, we really expect good medals from them. The conditions in UK suit our bowlers as opposed to Australia. So we're really looking forward to not just your athletics and your swimming and the other big sport codes to bring us medals. We're looking at lawn bowls to return medals as well.
Absolutely. And another sporting code, of course, is going to be gymnastics. And we do know quite a few of our gymnasts also took part in the Olympic Games. You know, we see there Naveen that is going to a part of it, Caitlin Roskrantz as well. Maybe let's chat about the gymnasts that we see now on screen, Lwandile.
I think it's a young group. A very exciting group as well, and 2 of them did have their first Olympic experience, so we're definitely looking forward to some good results from them and to test their resolve as well and to see how far they've grown from their Olympic experience.
For us, it's the biggest artistic gymnastics team we've ever taken. So they're not just competing in the individual event, they're competing in the team event. They had great results recently in the African Champs, and we believe a team like this that has done all the hard work with the real backing of gymnastics, South African Gymnastics Federation, that this team is going to really perform well and give us a medal.
And I know that Leon is also going to be particularly interested in this one. Of course, interested in all the sporting codes, but especially when it comes to wheelchair basketball and the team selection behind it.
I must not be biased. I do come from wheelchair basketball. I was lucky enough to lead the team to the 2000 Paralympic Games in Sydney as the captain. Having this included in the Commonwealth Games for the first time, and it's not just normal wheelchair basketball, it's 3-on-3 or 3x3, what they call it, 3x3. Very exciting sport, played on half court. Both our male and female teams qualified within the African continent. Very young team in the females. The male team have a bit of depth, but it's a start. It's a foot in the door going forward. And for us and for wheelchair basketball, we're very excited. This could be something massive for them going forward.
Oh, and of course, the big question, Lwandile, is always going to be about the number of medals. In Australia, a total of 37. What is the target that you are putting down for these games?
We don't like talking targets. You guys like talking targets. But I think for us, it's anybody always wants to do better. you know, and we're definitely hoping that the athletes understand exactly what's been achieved in the past and that they definitely want to emulate it or better it. So I think that for us is the expectation is do your best, and hopefully your best takes us to better than what we've been, and hopefully we can break into the top 5 now.
I know we don't want to talk about targets, but I still have to ask, okay, just in terms of the sporting codes that you do feel, you know, have just a better chance of medaling, maybe that didn't in the past, and some of the athletes that you really feel could come out this time around.
I think, I mean, we took a surfer down to Olympics and nobody expected anything,
That's
but,
true.
you know, a medal came out of it. So I think everybody who's going for the first time is a clean slate for them and a great opportunity. Your T20 cricket, I mean, those are World Cup semi-finalists. You definitely can't write the ladies off. I have great faith in the netball ladies, top 5 in the world right now, and I think it's a great opportunity for them. We're always going to do well in the pool. We're always going to do well in the track. But for me personally, I think each and every sports code is going out there to compete. And as we said, our ranking has been working on top 5 in the Commonwealth. So, you know, the medal opportunity is extremely high.
Absolutely. So, and when are we going to expect that final announcement of the squad?
Before the end of the month.
All right.
Probably be done digitally. If not, we would do it on site again at Olympic House. We have hopefully the clothing launch on the 28th, so it'll be hopefully before that or just after that. The team sports are a little bit lucky. They're allowed until the 11th of July to finalise their teams, which is a logistical nightmare for us, but we understand within a team sport. That's why we announced the squads today, where the final teams will come out. So we've got a few more sports to announce, and obviously the big name sport is athletics that we want to announce. They're currently in Mauritius. Based on performances there, could get people in the team or out the team. So it's a big one for us. Athletics and swimming are normally the 2 front runners in medal returns, if you want to name the big individual sports. But we never discount judo, wrestling, etc. Lawn bowls, as we said, triathlon, rugby sevens, things that we've got to look at. But athletics is going to be the big draw card on who's going to be in that athletics team. And we're really hoping that we get people together that can be looking at 2024 in terms of relays, etc. We believe there's medals in the relays in 2024. We believe we have the depth. If you look at how the runners are running at the moment, a lot of some sub-10 runners in the men's. And if you look at some of the female runners coming up, it's exciting.
Oh, it really is. Leon Fleischer, thank you so much. Luandile Similani, thank you for your time. Really is exciting, and crossing fingers, toes, all appendages for Team South Africa as they take on the Commonwealth Games from the 28th of July. After the ad break, we speak to South African sensational diver Uzalika Matula and her coach. Don't miss out.
Lights out, W Series is underway. Oh, look at it! Jamie Chadwick's been hit! Oh, look at this! There's a change in the lead! And there's the move.
Head down and get up to the car in front.
Brilliant victory in the wet for Emma Kimmerleinen. Alice Powell gets through to give her the championship lead. Jamie Chadwick retains her crown in some style. This is W Series.
It's crazy to be a part of this team.
Their biggest ever win.
It's all about German football. Keep up with the latest from the Bundesliga every Monday at 8 p.m. on SABC Sport DTT Channel 124, OpenView Channel 4, and also available on Telkom 1. Please note that the official date for analog television switch off is imminent. If you're still watching television through an aerial, please take the following steps to continue watching your favorite programs on the SABC. Buy a digital tuner for your analog TV set and get connected. Buy any digital television decoder, either satellite or digital terrestrial, and get connected. Buy a smart television and connect through an aerial. If you can't afford any of the above, please contact your nearest post office for more information on how to connect. For more information, please WhatsApp 0600 625 458 or call 0860 736 832.
And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the South African junior champ, Zalika Methula. Really, South Africa's diving sensation. Thank you so much for making the time, looking at that footage, watching yourself dive. What goes through your mind?
Well, watching those dives that I just saw on the screen, they weren't very good, in my opinion.
Okay, and then we are just ahhing, and, you know, everyone in my earpiece, you know, they're just like, whoa, what is that? I am also in deep shock. So you look at that and think, not good enough.
No, not at all.
Okay, critique yourself, because now I can't even believe it.
Just the height. I didn't get enough height from the board, and also I didn't get into my pike shape very well, and also the entry wasn't too good.
Wow. Okay. And then this is Zalika's coach, Danilo Kogrossi. Thank you so much for your time. You've been coaching and training Zalika since 2018. Is she really so critical of her dives?
Yes, but she has to, you know, to improve, you have to look your mistake and improve. And this was taken last year, last year. So now she improved more. So when she looked back, I was like that. Now she's much better than this.
Okay, Zalika, I want us to now take it back, you know, to when you actually got introduced to the sport and knew that diving is your passion. This is what you want to do, even on a competitive level. How did you fall in love with diving? How did you even get exposed to the sport?
You know, so before doing diving, I did rhythmic gym, and I started to get tired of the sport, so then I wanted to try something new. And then I decided that diving, you know, was the sport, and then I tried it out, and then one of my old coaches said I was good at the sport, so then she told me to come join one of her clubs, and then my love just grew for the sport.
All right, so then fast forward to the point where you are now competing. You know, right now you were in Durban in April, where you were crowned the SA Junior Champ when it comes to diving. That is also a very phenomenal achievement.
I was very happy with my performance. I think my coach is also very happy with my performance. You know, I did 2 women's competitions, and I was also during those competitions, I went into the competition thinking I wasn't going to do very good, but then all the results came out, and, you know, I was pretty happy.
All right, so Coach Danilo, even in the SA diving champs, the ones that were staged in Durban, she won the 1 meter and the 3 meter. Let's just talk about those specialities when it comes to Zalika.
Yeah, she's very good on the board for her age, because normally you have a perfect body for the boards when you're around 20 years old, when the body is finished to grow. But she's already really good. Now she saw the the diver last year wasn't high as they are right now. So she's really good. Platform, the 10 meter is actually easier. It takes guts because you're on 10 meter looking down. So you have lots of speed, but actually the dive is much easier. They're just falling. On the board, you have to have the height. Otherwise, you cannot make the dive. You cannot complete the dive.
And when we talk about this age, Zalika, you're only in grade 10. You know, we were also talking about how you were writing an exam today. Tomorrow, it's going to be AP Maths, which I don't even know how you do. How are you balancing schoolwork and making sure that you are excelling in the pool as well?
So it's very tough to balance both diving and my schoolwork. But I mainly do all my studying in the car on my way to practice, and then I'd train, and then on my way back I'd also study, and then when I get home I'd obviously push as much as I can.
And what's the diet that is required for a great diver?
You know, I'm only a kid. I eat whatever I want.
There's no way you eat whatever you want.
Honestly, I eat whatever I want, and then I also work out, burn all my calories, then go back to eating whatever I want.
That is pretty awesome. And as a coach, when you hear eat whatever I want, you must be having a little bit of a heart attack there, Danilo.
No. Yes, I can control what they're eating at the pool or in the competition because we are all together. I don't know about home, but I will check.
So now, Zalika, you've outed yourself. And just in terms of the training regimen, when it comes to Zalika, what are you going through? What are you trying to perfect and to hone in?
Yeah, in winter now, unfortunately, we don't have an indoor pool, so the water is cold, outside is cold, so we cannot go into water. So we do dry land training. That means exercises on the floor, on the trampoline, and then we have the board with a foam pit. It's like a pool full of foam, and she can do pretty much the same dive, but she cannot go with the head. She has to land with the feet. So it's missing the half part of the somersault. You know, instead to do 3.5, she will do triple. So she lands on the feet. So we need the water in winter.
But for me, that is quite concerning, Coach, you know, because when you think about other nations and other athletes that Zalika is also going to be competing against in Budapest, they're able to train and compete all year round. And yet in South Africa, because we don't have those resources, Zalika is now limited in terms of when she is able to train and how she's able to train.
Yeah, this is the big problem. When I came here in South Africa, I saw lots of talent. But you lose them because in winter we cannot carry on with the sport unless they are dedicated like Zalika or her friends. And so they go to play netball, the other sports that you can do in winter. So that's a little bit of disappointment because you can have a really good team here in South Africa.
Sure, that is absolutely heartbreaking. The fact that we don't have those facilities and the resources makes it just extra challenging. But for the likes of Zalika, they're not going to make that a stumbling block. After the ad break, we're actually going to be chatting to Zalika about what happened with regards with the Ukraine trip that we knew she was supposed to go on and what is now going to be happening with Budapest. And we'll also be joined by 5FM Breakfast Show host Dan Corder to speak about that initiative that facilitated what will be happening with Zalika, so you don't want to miss out.
I've been thinking about marriage a lot lately, right?
We were living together, but we were not together.
We're living our best life. My husband then lost his job.
If you can live without her, then don't marry her.
Yo.
I will never understand women, but I'll spend the rest of my life trying to understand my wife.
Yeah.
After the Vows, Sunday, 7:30.
The lights come on and flash.
What they need most of all, Jenny, is some luck.
And action got underway, but look at this card. It's a very different and challenging role.
Oh! Taylor's rolled!
introduce the world's first female-only racing series.
This time, it supports the global circus of Formula One.
And we go green. Very good start. Sainz goes to the inside too. It's a historic day for Porsche as they take their first Formula E win.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's NBA. Each season, the players are fighting for access to the playoffs.
What a drive inside.
But in this fight, only the strongest wins.
How great was that?
Some start their career and some ends.
Throws it down.
Any problem can lead to injury or fight.
Houdini, yes, glass, caught the rim.
It is what it is. Hashtag Mzansi Slam Dunk. Catch the NBA live on SABC Sport Channel on DTT, OpenView 124, SABC 1, and also available on Telkom 1. Brought to you by SABC Sport. SABC Sport.
Randomly, we saw your Vaca Buddy online. We saw you needed 50K ASAP Rocky. The listeners did an incredible and a magical thing, and now we're here, and soon you're going to be over there. And I just want to wish the both of you the best of luck, and thank you for welcoming us. Thank you to St. Mary's Waverley. This has been such a special experience for me. I have been in Johannesburg for 8 months, and I haven't been in a pool, so even that was amazing. But guys, best of luck. I know that you're flying on Saturday. I know you're flying on Monday. I hope you guys have an incredible time.
Thank you. And we want to thank the listeners and you guys. Thanks for everything that you've done for us. We really appreciate it.
And that, of course, is Dan Corder, 5FM breakfast show host. And there you talk about, we hear thanking the listeners. You know, what exactly happened with 5FM and the story of Zalika Matula?
It was absolutely unbelievable, Holly. You remember the morning as sport anchor of the show, million listeners tuning in, and we had Zalika on. Actually, at that time, before an exam also, we had to have you on before the 7 o'clock news to hear the story. And Zalika was trying to raise money because she had qualified, if I remember correctly, you were 15 years old, for the World Junior Diving Championship. South Africa has a storied history with diving, but has had some troubles in the past, and Zalika in particular has been doing this all of her own back as best she possibly can, and as a young black girl diver, particularly remarkable, and she needed to raise all this money to get to the Ukraine. And this was the Ukraine, let me tell you, a long time ago, not the way that it is now, but she needed something like 120,000 Rand, and she had made a little bit of of inroads, and there was a fundraiser. And we just suddenly were like, and it was a normal Thursday, and we were like, why don't we just see if anybody in the Five Nation, 1 million strong, this beautiful community, will resonate with Zalika's story and will donate some money. And then it started rolling, and you remember, because it was about 7:10, we said, let's try this.
Yes.
7:30, we were like, okay. 8 o'clock, we were like, why don't we just go the whole way? And then we had to call your mother, because you were writing an exam, to tell her that in 90 minutes we raised 86,000 Rand, and not only raised you to 120,000 you needed to go, but an extra 6K just for just, because we were feeling generous. And there was extraordinary people. There were people donating 15 grand in one go, 10 grand in one go, people who'd never met you nor even heard about you before, who were just deeply moved by all that you've put yourself through to get to this historic moment for a young woman of South Africa, a wildly talented girl, a black girl child, to be able to go to Ukraine. And then, of course, so devastating when you couldn't go.
And I want us to chat about that, you know, because we had made this hoorah about you going to the Ukraine, you know, you receiving the call that 5FM was able to do this for you. We came through to St. Mary's, your school, and then the Omicron variant happened.
Yeah. It was quite devastating. I mean, I was getting really excited for the day, and then my mom had to break the news to me that I wasn't going. And, you know, I just froze. I didn't know what, I had no emotions. And then actually, funnily, I went to diving that day just to like let all my emotions out and, you know, just take everything that I just found out today and just, you know.
And also it was so devastating, Zalika, because this was going to be your first international tournament, your first international competition. Dan, as the 5FM team, also when you heard of the news, devastating that Zalika wasn't able to go again.
And I particularly remember because the Omicron variant was becoming more and more serious, and we were finding out that it was more and more widespread. I think you were flying on a Friday or something like that, and you had to be there on the Saturday. And I think it was Netherlands first, but on about Wednesday or Thursday, all these European nations said no and said no. And it was so outrageous. As we all remember, South Africa should have been congratulated for discovering the variant first. But instead, the world said, you're the only ones with the variant. Turns out the world was lying / wrong, depending on how charitable we're being to the rest of the world. But we should have been lauded for our scientists finding the variant first when it was everywhere already. But instead, we got punished and you got punished and couldn't go to those World Youth Championships.
But as they say, there's always a silver lining to everything. Right now, what is happening with Budapest?
I've been selected to represent my country at the World Championships in Budapest.
So you are going to finally have this international tournament?
Yep.
Okay, so how important is it, you know, especially in realizing this dream of Paris, the Olympic Games that are happening in 2024?
So this is actually a very important event for like all the senior divers, and me as a junior diver, it's, you know, for the experience, and I'm very excited, you know, to represent my country at such a big competition.
All right, but even with this competition, there's going to be another one in November, the juniors, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's chat about that one.
So I also qualified to represent my country in Canada for World Juniors. And it's also the top 2 divers of each age group that go and dive for our country.
So, you know, Dan, as a 5FM breakfast show, you know, it's really about entertaining, making sure that people are moving from home to work, entertained, or doing their chores in the morning while listening to the show. But you took on a different tangent this time around to say there is something about Zalika's story that needs this backing. What was the mechanism behind it? And also, why Zalika? I think that is going to be the big question. Why back her?
Totally. Because 5FM has a very unique responsibility. We are a national youth radio station, but emphasis on youth. We speak to the whole country, but ours is a radio station that is for young people, by young people, about young people. So ours is a radio station that is about the people who are coming into themselves in South Africa, who will be the next leaders, the next heroes, the next inspirations in South Africa. And now and again, there are extraordinary opportunities when a 15-year-old comes along. And can I just re-emphasize, because you didn't give yourself enough credit there, qualified for the World Youth Championships, couldn't go because of Omicron, had the money that the Five Nation had raised, now going to the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary. You're too modest. We're going to get that out of you immediately. And you're going to go and you're going to compete with the best, brightest and lightest of the whole world. And I think what resonated so deeply was South Africa's got a lot of challenges, but a lot of hope and inspiration and extraordinarily capable people. And I think when our community heard about you, they went, oh, that is us. That is one of our people. That is what we as 5FM in South Africa are about, is supporting and driving opportunities for young people to be the best that they can be, because young people like you would have had more resources and more opportunities and more infrastructure and more just money and support in other places in the world. And that should be true for young South Africans. It should be true for extraordinary young people here.
And just as a quick parting shot from you, is there any surprise surrounding Budapest for Zalika?
I can't confirm nor deny that there is a surprise for you waiting in Budapest when you fly out.
5FM doing the things once again. Zalika, it is Youth Month, you know, and I just want to get a message from you to the youth, especially with what you're doing, such a niche sport. What do you want to say to all our young viewers out there?
Just don't give up. You know, it may seem hard at times, you know, it's tough, but just don't give up. You know, your dream could be one step away.
Oh, my goodness. We wish you all the best. I know on the day that you are flying out to Budapest, you would have written an exam on that same day. Guys, I don't know how Zalika is doing it, but she is absolutely incredible. Thank you, Dan Korda, for your time as well. After the ad break, we talk all things Skim Sam. Koloi is in the building.
please reveal our main ingredient?
What is this? What is this? What is this?
This month on our kids slot.
Do you know what's up for grabs?
The title of the unsinkable clause this year, which we are gonna grab.
We are talking about all things futuristic and digital and how it can shape a better future for tomorrow's youth.
Does your technology work like the wings of a morpho butterfly?
Well, today's show is all about using technology to create change and make a difference in our world.
What's 27 minus 4 times 3?
Kids slot, weekdays at 4 p.m. on S3.
Should have gone to China. You know, because I hear they give away babies like free iPods. I'll take it.
This June on S3.
She has a right to know.
What?
Don't call me crazy!
We've lined up flaming hot movies that will warm up your winter weekend nights.
Don't be fooled by what you think you see.
Now, this is going to be a little difficult, so stay with me.
Open up to our weekend movies from 7:30 p.m. on S3.
Okay, it's a good story. Come on, Barry.
Next on Jane the Super Stressed Mother.
Is that what it's going to be like for the next 3 years? Assuming he gets in. And if he doesn't, he's going to have to wait a whole year to reapply. And his severance runs out in 6 months. You're spiraling? I'm totally spiraling. I just feel really unsettled.
And Trujillo.
Our potential child.
Dad, what is that?
A composite baby. Half me, half Darcy. We.
And 100% creepy. I can't even look at it. Luckily, we don't have to.
Whatever happens, you'll be fine. We'll all be fine.
Thanks. That means a lot to me.
Somebody who's not gonna be fine is our dearest Petra. Jane the Virgin, Saturdays at 9 on 2.
Risk everything, fear nothing, no regrets. Play hard or don't play at all, and rise to the top. Catch the finest of local talent in the Heritage Rugby, Saturdays at 3 p.m. Live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4, OpenView 124, and also available on Telkom 1.
Hey, this is Ambrose Uren, and I am all in at the Joburg International Comedy Festival with SABC2. Come and join the festival. If you haven't, support local comedy, please. Chili breakfast.
No, and if this doesn't work, I'm willing to keep trying.
And that is a man that will keep on trying. Tepo Sinatle, who plays Goloi on Skim Sam, joins us on SportAt10 for the final lap of the show. You and I are matching. But Tepo, I want to put it out there. I do not have any business that I want to get involved in when it comes to you and Goloi. Is that okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time on the show. Let's just start talking about this acting bug. When did it bite you?
It is quite a long story, and I will put it in the best, shortest context I can. Ke goletse ko Windsor 10, and I was born in the northwest, ko Ottosdal, and then parts of my life I lived mostly in the Northern Cape in Windsor 10, where we started forming a drama group. Together with my peers there. We were in grade 7, I think, somewhere grade 7, 6. And one of the strictest things, we wanted to get across, we didn't want influence from old people and stuff like that. So ours was very, it was powerful, and it ended there. We took a decision, anything, So we were in primary when I started that, and we went into competitions around. We won this other drama competition organized by the municipality at that time, and Just from afar.
Okay, so then how does the Scheme Some gig come along? Because in anyone's eyes, that is someone that has arrived. Once you get a role on such a huge, like the numbers on Scheme Some are crazy. You know, how does that gig come along for you?
And now here I meet Scheme Some. I get a chance to leave home because there's no money to go to school, and I just can't find any job, you know. I needed to really find something that is of good value. And I come to Joburg and I started to
Okay.
like anyone who pandela, you know.
Hustling,
Yes. And then the moral of the story was that in all of that, I skipped a lot of jobs. So my kind of background is it's complicated. You wouldn't say this is a person who started acting from a very young age because of those kind of challenges. But I overcame them. I got an audition, and it was through social media.
Wow!
Yes,
Look at that.
Absolutely. And the social media, it so easy. In so different ways, you know. And I think that is the most good thing that could have ever came through social media for me.
And I know you've got a huge gig in Scheme Some, but I have to ask you, what are like the long-term goals for you? You know, what do you see yourself doing and the kind of roles that you want to take up?
I strongly feel like for as long as Koloi's life is set on the TV, I am living my dream. I'm living my dream. And also to pass that knowledge, you know, as we grow to the younger ones, so that we build a country that is more big and into films and stories and stuff like that.
I love that. Ushampunaiza is here on set because Moko SportAt10, we always have a quiz. You did say that you do love sport here and there. You are from a town that was beaten. Power Lines, Yashaiwa, Mamelodi Sundowns, 24-0, you know. So hopefully now you will redeem Windsorton. Ne? So this is the first athlete. You are going to tell us if you're able to identify who this person is.
He's not with Power Lines.
Jesus Christ,
Liverpool.
Are we the man?
Okay, place for Senegal.
Okay.
Sadio Mane.
There we go. I'm
not that
Okay, so that's 1 out of 3. Let's see if you're able to get this one. Who is this para-athlete?
I've seen him just recently. Abatum.
Yeah, let's not more.
Give Paralympic.
I'll give you the first name. What the name?
Okay, towards the gold medal. Go Tokyo now. The Olympics.
Okay, move first name. Okay, move like Ntando.
Ntando. Masango.
There we go.
I was listening to the interview when they were talking about how he performed and stuff like that. I heard this interview.
Okay, brilliant. So go for half a point or the full point? Okay, half. Ne? And in this one, this is the ultimate one. If you're able to get this, you walk away as the winner in the quiz. Kemango.
Guys, Power Lines. You guys are
okay, Lena,
breaststroke, guys.
Who specializes in breaststroke?
Swim, obviously.
World record. For the Olympics, 200 meters. Breaststroke. Silver medal, 100 meters.
When it was Power Lines, so Sundowns, Pirates by birthday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the trophies are now
by birthday, and I haven't seen.
Yeah. All right. Okay. That was Tatiana Schoonmaker, but you also did well. 1.5 out of 3, 50%. We'll continue to watch Scheme Some, and just quickly. Youth Month, because Scheme Some is the youngest show. Moko SABC.
Yes.
Yeah. Quickly, just for the youth.
With South Africa and its utmost opportunities, there is absolutely nothing that is blocked From anyone's dreams, there is nothing that is blocked. From anyone's goals, aspirations, just knock on those doors, talk to those people, and keep on doing it.
Watch Bafana and support them. We leave you with the famous words that we always leave you with. If you're
not watching SportAt10,
what are you
doing? Thank you so much.
Introducing from New York City, he's wearing white trunks, he weighs